Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you an express full body reformer session with your ball. No box, no pole. You might need a knee pad if you need one for kneeling, but just your little ball, your fit ball, whatever you want to call it, and just make sure it's not fully deflated. It needs to have some give to it. We will be attempting an inversion today. I feel like that's one of the only advanced exercises that we'll be doing, but you can always keep your hips down for that one. All express means is just a little less cueing. We're gonna be moving a little bit faster. So keep that in mind when we're only doing like 3 to 5 reps of things. So make them count, all right? So ball, reformer, headrest in your comfortable position. We're gonna be starting with 2 medium springs. So for my balanced body, that's 2 red springs, okay? So remember, you can always adjust, all right? For your body, your equipment, you do you. So let's go ahead and lie down. Make sure that you're centered on your carriage. And I want you to place the ball underneath your feet. So it's gonna go, the ball's gonna go between the foot bar and your feet. And I'm gonna be in a little Pilates V. So for me, because this ball's so small, my toes are kind of hanging off, my heels are kind of hanging off. So it's more like if I had my arches on the foot bar, right? So just again, find that long line out through the crown of your head and down through your tailbone. Find the reach out through your arms, find equal weight into your feet, and then slowly press the carriage out. Go all the way out if you can, and then pull the carriage home. So we're still working in that neutral spine, heavy tailbone. Drag it in. The ball is gonna give you a lot of feedback. It's gonna say where your weight is going. And obviously the more wobbly it is, the more shift you have in your weight. All right, and you might need to slow things down. Hello, boo-boo. I'm gonna move in through here fast today. Let's do 3. Really find that inner thigh contraction as the legs go straight. You have 2. And last one. And now bring the carriage halfway in, and we're gonna do little controlled pulses. So I know it's very tempting to want to bounce here, but make it like a push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. There you go. And for me, I'm having to kind of play around with this idea of pulling down on the ball, like down on the foot bar for 3 and 2 and 1. Go all the way out and drag it all the way home. All right, so let's now place the ball underneath your right arch of your foot. So your left arch will go onto the foot bar. You're in parallel hip socket distance apart. Once again, equal weight into your feet to start. Press the carriage out. Your right leg may not straighten, and then drag it back in. Again, press it out and drag it back in. Now, could you float your left leg up into tabletop and then press your right leg out, or press the carriage out and then drag it back in? So for me, I can't go fully straight here. I feel like I'm gonna lose control. So I'm just gonna go out kind of like 3/4 of the way. And just like how we do arches on the foot bar, I'm thinking of my toes wrapping up and over, my heel reaching down and under. And I don't know about you, but like the back of my right leg is just immediately on fire here. You might feel something completely different. Let's do 3 and 2. And last one, bring the carriage in halfway. Let's do those controlled pulses here. All right, still holding your neutral spine. Your chest is nice and open and broad. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Go back out one more time and then drag it all the way in. Awesome work. Let's shift over. Ball under the left foot. If you don't have a cat on top of you, you can always look at your feet, make sure they're back to that center parallel position. When you're ready, press the carriage out. I'm already wobblier on this side. Do a couple test runs here. And then when you feel like you're ready, that right leg can come up. Now, if you want, you can always place the foot down and have it be like a kickstand. So like I'm on my right big toe right now, and I'm just using it as a little assist to guide me in those unstable places. like a bird on a perch here. Oh yeah, and then on this side, I'm feeling more my butt cheek rather than the back of my leg. Interesting how the work finds you, right? Arms are still reaching long. There it is for 3. Right leg just along for the ride. 2. And 1, bring the carriage in halfway, controlled pulses. Very controlled. That'll limit the bounce. Oh yeah, all up in the butt crease right there. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and press it all the way out again and then drag it all the way in. Awesome work. Let's now take the ball, place it in between your knees. In between your knees, your headrest is all the way down, please, for some bridging. So yes, we're on a light spring, so take it easy if you need, okay? I know I will be doing that. Let's go arches on, hip socket distance apart. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, tilt your pelvis back to your navel and just find a little hover to start, just a tiny hover. And what I want you working on is keeping the carriage in and keeping the hug in on the ball and just round down. That's it. Again, tilt the pelvis back, pull down on the foot bar, find that little baby hover so your ribs are still bolted to the mat, your arms are still bolted to the mat, and then lengthen back down. One more like that. Pelvis tilts back, pubic bone to navel, and then melt back down. Now I want you to bring your feet together. So if we didn't have the ball here, our legs would be zipped up, you would be on your arches. But I want you to keep the ball between your knees and the inner ankle bones are hugging together right now. All right, keep that. Big breath in, exhale, pelvis tilts back, come up into maybe a little bit bigger bridge if you can, and then hold here. Option to take the arms up to the ceiling if you want to take away support. Big breath in here, exhale, pulse on that ball. Pulse on that ball. So squeeze, squeeze. So as the knees are going back out a little bit, keep your inner ankle bones and the inside of your feet super glued together. Can you keep driving your pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points? Hang in there. Hang in there. Big toes together if you can. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the hug in on the ball and then round down, round down. Ooh, my hammies just started really talking to me. All right, so straighten your legs out over the foot bar. Take the ball in between the palms of your hands. Press in on the ball, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna roll up. Then roll up, roll up, roll up. Are you serious? All right, so let's go ahead now, take 1 spring off. So we have 1 medium spring on. The headrest can come back up if you like it up, and we're gonna stay with the ball. So go ahead and lie back down. Boo-boo. I want you to place the ball in your left hand and now place it up against your left thigh, all right? Bring your legs up into tabletop here. Reach back for your your long loop with your right hand, okay? So legs start zipped up together, tailbone is heavy. Wrap that right fist around, find spring tension, and then just lower the arm all the way down and hold here. Is the weight equal into your hips, your ribs, your back, all the things, and then float the arm back up. So each time the arm comes down is an opportunity to press into the ball a little bit more. All right, let's add on. As the arm comes down, the right leg is gonna straighten out and away, and then everything comes right back in. Again, reach, and then back in. Option to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, and then try to keep it up as the arm comes up. Don't forget to squeeze in on the ball. Last one here. Send the arm and the leg out, hold. Now take your right hand and press it into your right thigh. We're gonna hold here for 3, 2, 1. Keep holding here, pulse in on that ball with both the leg and the hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arm comes up, head comes down. Let's switch sides. So with that hand pressing into the thigh, the one that's in the strap, it's an equal push down with the hand and push up with the leg. All right, let's get yourself sorted here. Leg zipped up, press in on the ball. Lower the left arm down, try to stay square, and then float it back up. And all the while you're trying to keep that broad collarbone. And if your back is bothering you, just you know you can always find more of an imprint spine. Now let's add on. Leg goes straight as the arm comes down and then drag it back in. Reach, reach, and then resist back in. Remember, you can always curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Reach, press into that ball. So as the leg and arm is going away, I want you to press in on the ball. Oh yeah, that deepens the work. Good. Now, hold it out there. Take your left hand on top of your left thigh. All right, just hold it here. Find the inner thighs for 3, 2, 1. Now we pulse in on that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Everything comes down. Beautiful. Hang up the strap. Let's roll you up. We're going to stay on that medium spring. I'm going to flip over into my right side so I can face you. Ball's going to go underneath my ribs. All right. So this is a harder position for side lying as opposed to being in the headrest. Just remember, we're not going to be here long. We're not. So I'm going to place the long loop on my left arch, but kind of at the base of my arch, so closer to the heel than anything. Think of this like being up on your elbow here as like a side plank. So I'm gonna lift up off the ball, right? So think light rib connection here. With this leg being straight out, I'm gonna find that long line, keep the lifts in the ribs, sweep the leg forward, and then sweep it back. It's gonna sweep forward and sweep it back. This movement's coming from the hip. It's just as if you were lying on your back and doing feet and straps. Last one, reach the leg to the foot bar. Make sure your hips are stacked. And now can you lift the leg up a little bit and lower it? Lift it up and lower. So chest nice and open, ribs are lifted. If the leg is moving and your upper body is moving, we've gone too far, right? Maybe it's just holding it for 2 and 1. Now hold it lifted. Bend the knee in and then drive it right back out. You're kicking down a door. Bend it in, pull that pinky toe back, drive it right back out. You got it. For 3. Top hip forward a little bit. 2. I'm only saying that because I find that when we get tired, we roll it back. Last one, bends the knee in. Awesome, take the strap off. That's all we need. That's it. We'll do a little bit more, don't you worry. Let's flip over to the other side. And I know I'm queuing up on your elbow here, but on like if you don't want to be on your elbow, right shoulder, whatever, then you can always lie down, all right? I'm just trying to get the most bang for my buck here. So once again, with that leg reaching out, find your like opposition here from head to tail, and then sweep the leg forward, and then sweep it back. So just like for footwork, you guys might hear me cue sometimes of the pinky toe pulling back and the big ball of your foot pushing forward. That's what I'm really thinking about here because I'm finding that my foot wants to like roll out. Let's do 2. Last one, sweep the leg back in line with your body. Check all your boxes, lift the leg and lower the leg. Lift and lower. Ooh, it's way smaller on this side. Feel my obliques too kicking on. Lead with the back edge of that heel. You have 2 and 1. Bend the knee in, drive it right back out. Kicking down a door, y'all. Keep pushing down into that bottom forearm to lift the ribs. Jesus, side feels way wonkier. For 3, you got it. And 2, boy, that's a heavy leg. Last one, bends the knee in, lower down. Let's take off that strap. Awesome work. Make sure your headrest is all the way down, pretty please. We are now gonna switch it to a light spring. So for me, that's a blue spring. So I'm gonna take my medium spring off. All right, one light, take the medium off. I'm gonna be seated, facing the back end of my reformer. And this is gonna be dependent on your body, your carriage, okay? So I'm gonna take the ball behind kind of like my bra strap-ish area. And I wanna make sure that I'm not like too far back, too far forward. Okay, again, adjust accordingly. I'm now gonna kind of weeble wobble myself and grab onto these long loops. Okay, so start with your feet down. My arms are just reaching forward. I'm gonna think of kind of creating this hammock with my low abdomen by curling my pubic bone back to my navel, okay? This is kind of like my start and stop position, right? So now I'm gonna kind of let my head and my chest go back, or really up. Arms go out to the side. Let the head go back. Try to find just a nice opening here. Big breath in. Exhale, nod the chin first. Then you come out of it. Arms reach forward, find that start position. Let's do that one more time. Chest rolls open. Let the ball facilitate that nice big opening at the top. Exhale, nod the chin. Come back up. All right, now, can you lift your chest up off the ball, but keep your low back drawing down into the mat? Keep the lightness on the ball. Your palms are facing in. Open the arms out a little bit, and then pull them back in. Open them out a little bit, and pull them back in. So, we're trying not to go up and down on the ball. We're trying to hold this stable position with the spine and chest as the arms move. We have 2. And last one. Hold the arms out there. Can you straighten one leg up? Can you straighten the other leg out? If straight doesn't work, find a bent knee. No worries. Now, bring the arms in a little bit and then open them back out. So again, think of that chest coming up, but the pelvis going back away from the thighs. We have 3. Light on that ball. 2. Last one, hold the arms out there. We're gonna crisscross the legs. Crisscross. I find the legs at that 45 is my struggle position. Everything else is stable, y'all. For 3 and 2 and 1. Zip the legs up, bend the knees, bring the arms in. One last extension. Let the head go back. Roll the chest open. Big breath in. Exhale, nod the chin. Roll yourself up and out of it. Nice work. Let's now switch it to a medium spring. Take your light spring off. No ball for this. So if you need your pad for kneeling, go ahead and grab it. So I'm gonna start kneeling kind of centered-ish in my carriage. This is again kind of body dependent. I'm gonna take my left hand onto the foot bar because that's right, I'm facing you here. So legs stay zipped up, shins are pushing down. I'm gonna slide the carriage out a little bit. So now my hips kind of dip down. My left shoulder is not coming up into my ear. I'm just gonna glide out and just see, okay, maybe feel a little stretch on my left side, and then bring the carriage in and then slide it back out. Dip the hips down and then bring the carriage in. All right, pubic bone is forward, tailbone is long. Carriage goes out. Right arm can go out to the side, and now as the carriage comes in, my right arm is gonna come up and over. I'm gonna find a lovely side bend in the opposite direction. Carriage glides out. Maybe I look at that right hand. This is your side bend from the mat. Up and over. Last one like this. And then up and over. All right. I don't care what you do with this right hand for now, but I'm gonna kind of tip over towards my foot bar. My right leg is gonna go out over the headrest, okay? So Now I'm gonna tip the carriage out, but I'm gonna keep more of a flat, like neutral spine here as opposed to side bending. And then pull the carriage back in. So I'm gonna slide out. It's that bottom armpit and side body to pull me back in. Now go ahead and press the carriage out, hold here. Again, bottom shoulder's pulling away from the ear. That top leg, your right leg, can you lift it and lower it? Lift it and lower it. Long tailbone, lift and lower. Now, right arm goes out to the side. As you lift the leg, bring the carriage in and do a little side bend towards that right leg. Press it out back to that flat back, leg can lower down. Lots of stuff. Little crunch and then back out. Little crunch and back out. Oh yeah, 2 more. Think of going up and over your waistband. Last one, crunch, back out to that long line, bend the knee, place it down, side bend up and over as the carriage comes in. Awesome, let's do the other side. All right, so we're gonna start with the lateral flexion with the side bend. Right hand comes on. Think of the right arm as just doing a chest expansion from the side, right? It's pulling in like those ring presses. So left hand can be doing whatever, right? I'm gonna glide the carriage out, right? See where my range is here, and then pull the carriage back in. The more you push into your shins, the less you're gonna be on your knee here, and then back in. All right, we press it out. Maybe that left arm goes out. And then as we come in, left arm comes up and over. Think of hips kind of dipping away from the foot bar. Again, we press it out. Long sides of the neck, inner thighs at the party. A couple more here. I think this feels magical. Magical. Make sure you stay connected to that right armpit. And then all the way back in. All right, so now we're gonna go out, but keep more of like a flat back here, okay? That left leg is gonna come out, all right? And now we're just gonna bring the carriage out a little bit and then pull it in. Bring the carriage out a little bit and pull it in. Both hips are square, chest is square to the wall in front of you, all right? Now press the carriage out. And then that top leg, can you lift it? I really do hope this is what we did on the other side. I'm starting to second guess myself. Good, we lift and lower. Low back is nice and open, y'all. For 3 and 2, push into that bottom shin. Lift the leg. Now, as the carriage comes in a little bit, I want you to lift the leg and scrunch up and over and then back out, right? I'm thinking of our side sit-ups on the chair here, maybe even on the ladder barrel. I don't know about you, but I'm sweating and it's like 69 degrees in here. We've got 3 and 2, bottom hip is working too. Last one, awesome. Fold the knee, place it down, take a little counter stretch here. Awesome, okay. So we're gonna stay on this red spring, or sorry, your medium spring. I'm gonna take the ball now between my knees. I'm gonna walk my feet back, but not quite up against the shoulder blocks to give myself some space. My hands are gonna go onto the frame. I'm gonna press the carriage out to kind of like a quadruped position here. My toes are tucked under and I've got a good, like solid squeeze on that ball. Carriage, try to keep it relatively stable. Big breath in. Exhale, hover the knees and hold. Hover the knees and hold. Keep lifting chest up away from the floor. For 3, 2, and 1, lower down. All right, keep that carriage out. Let's do that again. Hover the knees, hold, 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 and then lower back down. Oh yeah, hover the knees. Now, we keep the hug in on the ball. Can you straighten the legs, press the carriage out, and then pull it under you. Press the carriage out and pull it under you. Press it out. Pull it under you. One more. Pull it under you. Lower the knees down. Give your hands a break. I know it can kind of be tough on the hands. All right. Hands come back down. And now we're gonna play around with kind of like a little bit of an up stretch downward dog. We're gonna make it really quick. All right, so I'm gonna press the carriage out, straight legs. I'm now gonna pike the hips up, drive my heels down, pull the carriage in. So I'm coming into now more like an elephant. Drop the head, and now press the carriage out. Keep looking back at your feet, and now take your gaze down to the floor. Reach your head forward, reach your chest forward, find a little extension. Nod your chin, round into your spine, pull the carriage in, drive the heels down. Press the carriage out. We kind of undulate out past the long line. Heart reaches forward, find extension. Exhale, nod the chin, round. Lift, 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 drive the heels down. Last one. Collarbones broaden. Chest reaches forwards. Keep squeezing in on the ball. Nod the chin, round, 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 and then lower the knees all the way down. Nice work. All right. So let's add a really light spring here. Really light. So for me, I do have a yellow spring. And if you only have one light, that's okay. Just put your light spring on. We're gonna lie down. Headrest is down. I want you to place the ball underneath your tailbone, or kind of like your butt crack-ish area. All right, make sure you're centered here. All right, so I'm gonna take my hands onto the shoulder blocks here. This is my preference. If you like to go to the handles, right, you do you. Either way, it's like your upper back is involved, not your neck. So you're either pulling wide or pulling down. Bring your legs up into tabletop and just hold here. Just like we did earlier with the ab work on the ball, I want you to think like kind of ribs drawing down, low belly, low back drawing down to create this kind of hammock sensation. And now straighten the legs up and bend the knees. I don't know if you can hear all of this, like just things moving around while I'm trying to stabilize. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now hold the legs straight, lower the legs down, and now lift the legs up and maybe take them, keep the booty down though, bring the legs like they're gonna pancake towards your body. Now here's the opportunity to really hollow out the belly and find that kind of scooping sensation. Now keep the scoop as the legs go away from the body, right, really hard. And then exhale, legs come up, 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 or back rather, and then back out. My legs are shaking. Exhale, legs come towards your body. Keep them razor straight, razor straight, razor straight, and then back out. We're now gonna add on. Legs come up to 90, meaning feet are over your hips. Try to do just a little baby hip lift and then back out. Lower the legs come up to 90, little baby hip lift, and back out. So I still want you to stay connected to the ball. Try to keep your feet right over your hips as you go up and down. Very tiny controlled movement. Low abdominals here. Lift, and lower. Starting to get a little bit easier. Again, 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Draw those ribs down, pubic bone to navel. Good. Lower the feet down. Take the ball, place it now between your ankles. Ankles, heels, somewhere in there, okay? So now we're gonna do that inversion that I talked about. So if you need to, you keep your hips down, no worries. Hands stay exactly where they're at. Hug in on the ball, legs are straight. Lower the legs down, and now lift them up to that 90. Find that scoop of the low abdominals to lift the legs up and over. Pause once you're at the top. Weight is in your shoulders, hips and back of the legs are lifting up to the ceiling. Now flex your feet. Drive your heels away as your hips roll in the opposite direction. Hips lower down, legs lower down, point out through the toes. Up and over. Try not to rush through these. Flex your feet, keep the energy out through your heels, and then roll down, roll down, roll down. Think of lengthening as the hips go away. Legs are gonna lower down, point out through the toes. Legs come up to that 90. Scoop the low abdominals. Let the arms help you though. Legs come up and over. Think chin away from chest or chest away from chin.
Flex your feet. Pull those pinky toes back. Roll back, roll back, roll back. Last one here, legs lower, point out through the toes, legs come up and over. Boo boo, up and over. Try to relax the neck, the shoulders, and now flex the feet. Make this your best one, last one here. Send the hips away. Reach past the foot bar. Point out through the toes, legs are gonna lower all the way down to the foot bar. Awesome work. All right, we're gonna keep our feet here. We're gonna keep the ball there, and now take your long loops and place them in the arches of your feet. Alrighty, so center yourself on the carrots if you shift it off any which way. Your tailbone is down, find that long, like flat-ish neutral spine. Keep the hug in on the ball, straighten the legs out to your working angle, and then bend the knees back in. So I'm kind of in like a little bit of a turnout here, and then drag back in. Send the legs out, and then back in. Send the legs out, lower the legs down if you can, lift the legs up. Lower the legs down, keep the ribs heavy, and then lift the legs back up. So we kind of just did this, but now we have the assistance of the straps, really the feedback as well. Now lower those legs down to that working angle, and then find just a little bit more head to tail length, and I want you to pulse in on that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float the legs up to your 90. Lower the legs back down to your working angle. Working angle means you're kind of like teetering, right? Now pulse in on that ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float the legs up, bend the knees in, take the ball, just place it off to the side. Legs go straight up to the ceiling again. 3 leg circles in each direction. Lower the legs down. Push the legs wide across the room. They meet up at the top. They lower down. Push wide across the room. So find the outside of your hips. Legs zip up, lower down, push wide across the room. Was that 4 or 3? I don't know. We're reversing though. Go wide, down, in, and up through center. You guys know we can't count. They did not teach us that in Pilates school. Last one here. Legs come up, bend the knees in. Go ahead and take the straps off. All right. So let's bring you up. Grab your knee pad again if you need, and grab your ball. So I'm gonna have my feet hooking around the edge of the carriage here. We're not gonna use the straps, okay? So I'm gonna really squeeze in on this ball. I'm gonna drop my tailbone down and think pubic bone forward. All right, reach the arms forward like strong Frankenstein arms. Now reach the arms down and back. And as the arms reach back behind you, maybe you pitch forward a little bit. Yep, and then hold here. Could you make your arms longer, but also straighter? And now as you pitch back, arms are gonna reach forward. Don't go all the way back, right? Just go back a little bit. Arms pulled down and back. Think elbows spiraling in towards one another. Hold here. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to center. Slowly release the arms, control it back to that start. Last one here, pull the arms down and back. Maybe you even clasp your fingers together and you kind of push them down, but try to still keep a flat back here. Ooh, that feels good. Turn your head to the left. That feels even better. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to center. Reach the arms forward. If it's available, interlace the webbing of your fingers. Hands go behind your skull. If this is not working for you, take your hands either on your shoulders or maybe cross them across your chest. So head pushes up into your hands if they're there. Squeeze in on the ball like crazy. Lift and twist to the left. Lift, 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 and back to center. Lift and twist to the right. Squeeze in on the ball. Hips stay square. And then back to center. One more time each side. Lift, spiral up, 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 and back to center. Boy, oh boy, that feels good. Lift, squeeze on the ball, lift, and back to center. Awesome. You're done. This was fun. I am sweating. I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you felt, what you thought in the comments, and I hope to see you again.